Hello everyone, welcome back to my JA Physics channel, and today we are going to continue the same thing, JA Advanced Target Series. So in that, let us see the first question. This is the question. So please solve, try once and come back for the solution. Okay. So I felt this is a good question. Why? Because it's a combination of leaky capacitor as well as the force acting on current carrying conductor in magnetism. Okay. Force acting on current carrying conductor in magnetic field, so which is the chapter of magnetism. So let us see the question first of all. So here the important idea is this one: the parallel plate capacitor is charged by a battery of EMF E. Okay. So this is air capacitor, means initially the electric is not there. With air we are charging it. So then the charge will be stored in the capacitor plate, that I am taking as plus Q and minus Q. So that Q value I can write down. Q value is equal to obviously C into E. C value is equal to epsilon naught A by D into E again, right? So you can keep A value as it is, or we can change it to L square also, because the plate has given square plate. So epsilon naught L square by D into E. This is not a big deal. I think you found it. Okay, it's not a problem. Now battery is removed. Okay, now after charging, battery is removed. What we are doing is now discharging, allowed to discharge through a dielectric slab of dielectric constant and a resistivity. Not only dielectric constant, it is having some resistance also. Okay, so that means what? It will allow the passage of charge. So then how the charge will flow? Usually we take that positive charge flow, but actually electrons will flow from negative plate to positive plate, but we take opposite, the current. So there will be flow of charge from positive plate to negative plate, something like this. So that's why we call it as this is leaky capacitor. I'll explain that part. Okay. So not only this, we are keeping uniform. There is a uniform magnetic field out of the board in the location of capacitor. They are asking the total momentum value. Total momentum attained by the slab. So we have to see the two things. One is why there is a momentum achieved by the dielectric slab. That means some force is acting. Okay, so I think by this time you can correlate the the charge flow magnetic field. Charge flow is nothing but current. Now the current carrying conductor is nothing but dielectric here. Now current carrying dielectric is present in the magnetic field, so it will experience a force. That force causes the momentum to the dielectric. So that is the logic of the question. If we can understand that, now mathematically we can try the equations so that we will land at the answer. Okay. So first of all, as it is discharging through dielectric slab of dielectric constant K, so let us talk about that discharging nature of the capacitor, which we call it as usually what? Leaky capacitor. Okay. So this is initial charge I am taking as Q naught for our convenience. Okay, initially Q naught and Q naught is the charge. Okay, so Q naught is the charge. Now one plate is having the charge plus Q naught, other plate is having the charge minus Q naught. Am I right? Now there is a dielectric slab. Dielectric slab is having the resistivity. So you can take entire this dielectric slab as a resistance. Then it's something like this. Two plates are connected by some resistor R. It's positive charge and negative charge. Okay, so known diagram I can draw something like this. This is plus Q naught minus Q naught, and this is the known diagram to us, so that easily you can identify it's a decay of charge on the capacitor, or discharging of a capacitor, simply you can write down. So that means what happens to the charge on the capacitor? Keep on decreases. In this question we have to take one assumption, that is like the discharging of charge on the capacitor takes place in very small interval of time, something like microseconds or milliseconds, something like that. Okay, because capacitance is very less value, no? We will have some microfarads, something like that. So time also I am taking as a very small, maybe in milliseconds. Total charge will be total charge will get nullified. So in that time, what is the momentum achieved by the dielectric? Okay, that is the question. So for momentum, what we have to go for? We have to go for the force. Force is equal to, I can write down dp by dt. So ultimately it is linked with the concept of impulse. because force will act for a very less time, as charges are flowing for less time. So force into time will give you what? Change in momentum. So anyway, initial momentum is 0. So we have to find out the final momentum. So ultimately that only they are asking. Final momentum is equal to F into dt. To find out the force acting on the dielectric, what we require? We require the current value. If I know the current, then only I can go for force. Then how to go for current value? Current value I can go by like discharging or change of charge on the capacitor. So to know the variation of charge on the capacitor, I have to calculate the time constant. Okay. So for that, what I am doing is time constant. Okay, time constant of the circuit. So we have one diagram also here. Let us see, which is RC usually, right? So now this entire dielectric will act as a resistor. What is the length through which current is passing? D is the length. So it is having the plus Q naught charge initially, minus Q naught charge. So there will be a current from positive plate to negative plate throughout the dielectric. Okay. So this is the current. So across what length current is passing? D length. Across what area current passes? L square. So then what is the resistance value? For time constant resistance value I can write down rho into L by area, D by L square. D is the length, L square is the area. Now what is the capacitance value? Dielectric is there, no? Now dielectric is there, while the discharging dielectric is there. So then the capacitance value I can write down K into epsilon naught area L square by D. So D and L square cancel out. So you will get tau is equal to how much? Rho into K into epsilon naught. D and L square cancel out. This is the time constant. Then what is the advantage of time constant? As the charge flows, the initially time, what is the charge is? At time is equal to 0, the charge is equal to Q naught. At time is equal to T, what is the charge value is equal to Q. Then how to go for Q value? Q value I can write down, we have one formula, discharging formula, that is Q naught into T by tau. So let us keep the tau as it is. Let us see what the final answer will get. Okay. So Q is equal to Q naught into e raised to minus T by tau is the charge as a function of time. Then what is the current as a function of time? Obviously dq by dt, but I have to keep minus. Why? Because the charge is decreasing quantity. So then in the derivative we need to keep a minus. So if I go for minus d by dt of charge, which is Q naught into e raised to minus T by tau. Okay, so what is the current value is equal to minus Q naught into e raised to minus kx derivative. So minus k minus 1 by tau into e raised to minus T by tau. If you want, you can write down the tau value also, which is rho k epsilon naught. You can check. So then what is the finally current value I got? Q naught by tau into e raised to minus T by tau. This is the current. If this is the current, then I can find out the force acting on the dielectric. Then what is the force acting on the dielectric is? Force is equal to I into L bar cross B bar. This is the force acting on any current carrying conductor inside the magnetic field. See here, magnetic field is out of the board. Current is downward. So one vector, current vector and L bar, in the direction of current only L bar to be taken. And magnetic field is out of the board. Magnetic field is out of the board. Then L bar cross B bar. See, L bar cross B bar. It will be towards left force. Force is towards left in this direction. So dielectric will be pulled towards left side. Okay, and what is the angle between the L bar and B bar is 90. So just check the L bar cross B bar. L to B, curl your fingers. B bar is out of the board. L to B, curl your fingers. Then force will give you leftward direction. So then what is the force magnitude is? The force magnitude is equal to I into L into B sine 90. Okay, so then force magnitude is equal to current value we know already. So Q naught, L means D only. L means the distance traveled by the current actually. Length across which current is flows. That is the meaning of L. It's not length of the conductor. Okay. So L is nothing but D. Okay, here into B. So that is constant by tau also into e raised to minus T by tau. So now force is not a constant quantity, it's a variable quantity, but this variable force is acting for small interval of time, very small, because the time constant is very small. You will get, so rho and k and epsilon naught values if you are writing, you will get less value. So that is the assumption we are going. Okay. So then if this is the force, then what is the momentum change? As force is variable. Now the question is how much time this force will act. So that we cannot decide. Why? Because what is the time for which charges will flow? When will be the final charge? 0. Final charge will be 0 at time is equal to infinity. What is the meaning of time is equal to infinity? Means it is undefined time. Don't think that it's very large time. The time is very small, maybe in micro or milliseconds, right? So in that order, I mean, the time is very small, but the time is undefined. That's why we are calling it as time is equal to infinity. After time is equal to infinity, charge will become 0. That means 0 to infinity, this is the time interval. In this time interval, this is the force acting. That will give you momentum to the dielectric. So that logic I am applying now. Okay. So momentum change dp is equal to, which is final momentum minus initial momentum, can be written as what? Integral f into dt, but this is acting from 0 to infinity. Understood why I am taking the time interval from 0 to infinity? Because that is the time interval in which the charges will get discharged on the capacitor. Okay. So for initial momentum is 0, final momentum only we require, that is the total moment. That's why they use a total momentum in the question. Total momentum means in a time interval what is the momentum achieved. Okay. So then integral 0 to infinity q naught dB by tau e raised to minus t by tau dt. So if this is correct, my memory is good. Yeah, q naught dB by tau into e raised to minus t by tau. So like this you need to connect with the question. Okay. Q naught dB by tau into integral e raised to minus kx. What is the integration value? E raised to minus t by tau by minus 1 by tau 0 to infinity. Okay na? So then final momentum is equal to q naught dB by tau. Okay. Then this is I can write down minus tau into e raised to minus t by tau. Just for your convenience, I am adding the one more step. Then if you want, you can take the tau and tau cancel out. What the final momentum is? Q naught dB. Okay. If you want to take the minus outside, then e raised to minus infinity minus of e raised to 0. Upper limit minus lower limit. Okay. So then this value goes to 0, e raised to minus infinity. Here you will get minus 1. Then final momentum you will get q naught into dB is the value. So further we simplify the final momentum, which is q naught is nothing but, what is the q naught is epsilon naught L square by d into E, which is EMF of the battery. C into E, I mean. Okay. So epsilon naught L square by d into EMF of the battery multiplied with the d into B. See, q naught dB. Q naught I wrote, d into B also I wrote. So d value will cancel out. Finally, momentum value is equal to epsilon naught E L square B. This is the final momentum. Then the required answer is C. Hope you got the same answer. Okay. So let us move to the next question. Yeah, this is the question. This is the question I have chosen not to present you something like the complex problem or complex question. I want to make you that your what do you say, that you will have a little revision about the topic also. Okay. So here they are asking the number of beat frequency. So this is actually wrong terminology. They have to use the only beat frequency. The beat frequency heard by the observer is. Okay. So if you see the equation is equal to y is equal to 8 sine pi t. Okay. So hope you tried already. Before, always you try first and then watch the solution. So 8 sine 10 pi t cos 200 pi t. This is the equation as given. So usually whenever we come to beat frequency, what we do is we simply subtract the frequencies, right? But here it is not like that. Individual frequencies are not given. So then you should have a what is that idea of the concept or derivation of in beat frequency. So there we have taken, I think you people taken something like this, omega 1 t plus phi 1 equation, one wave. Okay na? I'll take the one more wave with slightly different frequency, okay, with some other phase value, because at a particular position we calculate the things, we see the superposition. So if I go for superposition of these two waves, then you'll get the beats, right? So y1 and y2, then a into sin a plus sin b. So 2 sin a plus b by 2, omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t, I'm not bothering about remaining terms, okay, multiplied with cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t plus some phase angle, okay na? So then what will be the amplitude will become, amplitude is cos of omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t plus phi is the amplitude as a function of time, okay. So that's why intensity of the wave at a particular position you stand, at the intensity of the wave keep on changing or increasing and decreasing and so on. One time increase and decrease we call it as beta, okay. I'm talking about intensity. So sine of something you will get omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t something you will get, this is the equation. In this, what is the beat frequency decided by term? This is the term which will decide the beat frequency, which is omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 terms, which is less number, less value. Don't see the cos and sine. It all depends on what fundamental equation, individual wave equations you have taken. I'm not talking about individual wave equations and format of sine and cos. I'm talking about only two formats like omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 and omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. These are the formats I'm talking about. So which will decide the beat frequency? Omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t, which is less number. So here what is the less number is 10 pi t is the less number. So omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t should be equal to how much? 10 pi t. So which will decide the beat frequency, okay. So 2 pi into f1 minus f2 by 2 is equal to 10 pi, t cancel out, even pi also cancel out. Simply you will get f1 minus f2 is equal to 10, which we call it as what? Which we call it as beat frequency, okay. So this is the question I have chosen not to test your knowledge or not to, go with an easy question. Just I want to make sure that you remember all these things and you recollected all these things. So may be useful for examination, these equations. So that is only my idea, okay. So let us see the next question, make a try and come back for the solution, okay. Yeah, so this question is related to thermodynamics and the graph is given in between density and temperature. I think that the relation between density and temperature is long time due. Like last 3 years I didn't say a question in JEE Advanced related to density and temperature. So maybe I'm expecting this year. So this is the question, but there will be some more intelligent people will be there. They spontaneously react to the question and they'll answer like this, okay. Here 30, what is the slope is tan 30. They don't bother about the question sometimes. They are very fortunate enough to take the answer from the question, okay. So some people are not like. So this is the tangent makes an angle 30. So what is the tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Here 1 by root k is there. So somehow they are matching. So then they keep the answer k is equal 3. Okay. It's a great art to answer like this. But don't do like this. Please try to solve as it is. Okay. So that is advisable thing. If negative marking is not there, then you can play all these games. If any negative marking is not there, suppose you are thinking that question won't be solved in the examination, then you can play all these games. So there it is, you are very much invited to do all these things. But if negative marking is there, you should be very careful. Don't do all these things and solve as it is. Okay. So let us get into the question. First of all, let us see what is the relation between rho and t. I think all of you know. So I am doing it if you are not aware of it. Okay. So PV is equal to nRT. I am taking the very fundamental equation, L-gas equation. So PV is equal to m by m into RT. Okay, na? So P is equal to m by V into RT by m. Okay. So then P is equal to rho into RT by m. If you see the question properly, rho into T is equal to m into P by R. Okay. So molecular mass has given m, I'll guess, okay, which is constant, and they have given constant pressure. At constant pressure it is plotted. That means pressure is constant, m constant, R constant. So rho into T constant. Then what the given graph is? Given graph is rectangle hyperbola. Okay. From looking at the graph, what we can say? The first thing is which is tangent. Okay. I'll take tangent and slope of the tangent. Okay. What is the slope as given at given point? at given point slope is equal to which is d rho by dt, that is equal to how much? So it makes how much angle? It is making 150 angle with the positive x-axis. We have to take the angle from positive x-axis, okay? So then I can write down tan 150, because these are the, these are the simple ideas where people will make the mistakes, okay? If it is option, then we can manage. If it is integer question, we can manage, because in the final answer, suppose you are getting negative, then you can understand, you can go with the answer. But nowadays they are giving the numericals also, no? Minus also is allowed. So instead of positive answer, you will get negative answer. So ultimately you will get negative marking. Okay, so if negative marking is not there, you will lose the marks. Okay, some people will say that, sir, the numerical questions are not having any negative marking. Okay, let us see. So d rho by dt is equal to what we can write down? Minus 1 by root 3. Similarly, let us see what is the d rho by dt from this expression. What is the rho is equal to? Rho is equal to m into p by RT. So what is the d rho by dt I can write down? I can write down minus m into p by r t square. 1 by t derivative, m into p by r is constant. So then I can equate these two. If I am equating mp by r t square is equal to 1 by root 3. Actually minus also there, you can keep minus. I am equating both the slopes. So then I will get, what is the value we have to find out? We have to find out the pressure of the gas, right? So what is the pressure of the gas is equal to RT square by root 3m. See, some lucky people will be there, they will get the answer. Okay, so I hope you people also will be following the same category. So you have to get the answers in the examination. Maybe you know the physics or not, you have to get the answers. If you get the answers, we'll be very happiest people. Okay, so these are the questions for today, and we'll meet with new questions in the next video. And please comment in the comment section what type of questions you require, so that accordingly I make the videos. And thank you so much for watching this video. At the same time, if you are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. At the same time, please share with your friends, so that the videos and channel please go on to the people. Thank you so much. We meet in the next video.